Hey folks, welcome back to another Adobe After Effects Basics tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to look at arranging layers in Adobe After Effects. I've started with a nice basic project. It's about 5 seconds long, as you can see on the timeline, and currently instead of fit I've got my monitor window on about 33%, just so it's a little easier for you to see some of the adjustments I'm going to make. I'm going to start by grabbing an image and bring it down to the timeline like so. Here we've got an image of nature, and the first thing you might want to do is actually maybe change the name of certain layers. So on this occasion I'm going to click on the layer like so, hit the return key, and I'm going to name that Rain Forest. So just to go over that again, to change the name of a layer, click on it once, return key, and then type in the name that you'd like to give it. I'm going to bring a couple of other images down now as well. We've got here a tower. I'm going to rename that Inner City Tower. And then finally, I'm going to bring another image down here. We've got a cityscape, and I'm just going to call that Nighttime City. So again, to change the names, click on them once, hit the return key, and you alter the name to your own choosing. Now, one of the things you probably notice is that as we pull these layers onto the timeline, they've all gone a sort of lilac colour. If you end up with, say, maybe 10, 15 or 20 layers, all sort of lilac like this, it's going to be a little bit confusing when you're trying to work. So the next thing to do is probably change the colour of the layers, and you do that by clicking on these tabs here. I'm going to change this one to red, this one to yellow, and this one to blue. And it will now be a little easier to navigate and get a sense of which layers we're working on. Now, in terms of layer ordering, it works a little bit like Photoshop and Premiere. The layer on the top, in this case the Nighttime City, is the one that we see first. If you want to change that, you can drag layers and pull them underneath each other. So in this case, I'm going to get the Nighttime City, pull it down to the bottom, and we can see on the top now, the top layer is now the Inner City Tower. I can click on that and move it around the screen, like so. If I want the rainforest to be on top, I can click on the rainforest and pull it above the Inner City Tower, like so. So whichever layer is top of the pile, that's the one you'll see first. To change the size of layers and to move them around the screen into a fashion that you'll be more happy with, you can click and drag on them and rescale them like so. I'm going to drag the rainforest down like so and just park it there. I'm going to select the Nighttime City like so, grab its corners and just shorten that down a little as so. Okay. Move that down, say to there. I'm going to grab the Inner City Tower and just manipulate that like so. So it's very easy to move layers around. You can click on them here and resize them as you wish. Or you can click on them in the timeline there and resize them and move them around the screen, like so. If you want to alter the time of the layers and when they appear on the screen, you can do that fairly easily in the timeline. So let's say, for example, the rainforest, we only want it to appear after 1 second. We can drag the time marker to so, grab the end of the clip, and trim it to the time marker. This now means that, as you can see, the rainforest will not be on the screen until 1 second. We can do the same for the Inner City Tower. If we want that to appear at 2 seconds, put our time marker on 2 seconds. We can grab the edge of the clip there and trim it back to 2 seconds. We'll put our time marker to 3 seconds, get the Nighttime City, trim that back to 3 seconds. And you've got this lovely sort of staggered staircase effect. And as we go through the timeline now, there's no images. And at 1 second, the rainforest pops up. 2 seconds, the Inner City Tower. And at 3 seconds, the Nighttime City. Okay folks, that's just some basic methods of arranging and organising your layers in the timeline in Adobe After Effects. Hope you got on okay with that. See you in the next tutorial.